A couple of days ago, I searched for earthing and grounding on Google to try and see what the search engine's top results were. To my surprise, there were many pro grounding websites linked, but one video was linked on the third top result: earthing, grounding, health risks on YouTube. You may click the video link in the description and watch it if you're interested, but if you don't, you'll be able to follow on the topic in this video regardless. At 25 seconds, Stephen mentions that there are many risks of following the tips written in the book that he presents in the video. Yes, there are many risks with any activity you may do in your life. A common joke in traffic is, the way to make the roads safe and have no one die in traffic is to not drive at all. So I await for his presentation on what risks there actually are in using grounding. But then, at 45 seconds, he says that hooking it up to the utilities earthing and grounding system is risky. Problem is, the video needs a clarification. Grounding, earthing, and walking barefoot outside is an activity anyone can do anywhere, as long as they have soil under their feet. Soil is naturally grounding, and that's why electric appliances are connected to a grounding system in a house, and if one of the devices break or fail to deliver electricity within its circuit, it will go to the cable called ground. Theoretically, Earth's ground can absorb overflowing surges of any magnitude and can in some events prevent electrical injuries on people. The problem arose when the craze of earthing began with the documentary movie Grounded, where an Alaskan nature photographer discovered a secret healing technique hidden from us for many years. His movie explores many different topics regarding grounding. Let's look at some of the visually proved benefits of grounding just from the documentary. Grounded and ungrounded flowers grow differently in vases indoors. Both sunflowers and lilies were tested over a period of time where the grounded flower sustained a longer and healthier outlook than its ungrounded counterpart. Grounded and ungrounded blood samples under a microscope shows a significant difference in speed, which means that the grounded sample works faster and smoother under voltage from grounding. Using thermal imagery, doctors confirmed a reduction of inflammation with one patient that tried grounding over a period of time. Although shady in presentation, the moose instinctively knew where to put her body while in the trailer. I cannot confirm that the animal did this on its own or if it was encouraged. The few times that I have grounded indoors with pets nearby, they have never enjoyed physical contact with the grounding wire or the person grounding. It cannot be differentiated whether or not a cat resting on the stomach of a grounded person enjoys it differently from laying on the stomach of a non-grounded person. Astronaut Charlie Duke, 10th man to walk the moon in Apollo 16, is interviewed in the movie and claims to already know about the benefits of grounding. Now, for the bad bits. The director's son also makes shoes with a conductive metal to allow non-conductive shoes to ground when walking on soil. I do not recommend using grounded shoes in our modern society because of the potential risks of electrocution and many high-voltage AC devices that surround us daily. In my own experience, I avoid to ground indoors when using any outlet-powered device, due to the risk of the device using me as the ground, as most devices in my home has no actual ground. One example was the keyboard on my computer with an aluminum case would release a constant AC at low voltage that I would feel when grounded. If you want to ground yourself, do it properly and without any devices. In the movie, the director explains how he was desperate to ground, so he went under his house in freezing temperatures, stripped naked, just to ground. Although grounding of the body increases the temperature because of the increased blood flow and energy of the body, it is not enough to strip naked on soil to be able to sustain oneself on cold surfaces. I recommend standing up with clothes on in contact with wet soil underneath the snow, as to allow the rest of the body to remain warm while the feet takes the cold. I've done this several times and I can do it for 20 minutes without getting burn injuries. The motel that they present as a world's first grounded hotel room provider, it is unknown whether or not they are using the real ground from the outside or the building's ground net. I hope that they are using the former because of the things that I will be talking about in a minute. So here are some pointers for the people that are interested in grounding or for people that are already doing it but are doing it wrong. Number 1. Ground with as little interference as possible from the source. This means to ground yourself with as little devices or clothes or hassle as possible to allow yourself to receive the grounding energy from actual soil as possible. Do not use electrical devices, cables that goes into outlets, or any resistors hooked up to the grounding wire outside. If you want to ground yourself, go barefoot outside, touch trees and flowers, go swim in a lake or in the ocean, or just hike barefoot on the ground. If you want to ground yourself while you are sleeping in bed, use a copper cable, pull it through a window, expose the wire roughly 1 feet, dig it down into the ground, then use the other end in your bed and expose how much you need for your skin and where you want to put the cable in the bed. If you cannot ground yourself in a house that has no access to soil within reach of the window, then do not hook up the grounding mats or wires to the outlet's ground leader. There is little to no grounding energy in the outlet because it only grounds itself when a device surges and sends extra electricity on the ground lead. Number 2. Don't hook a grounding wire up a grounding rod built into the house. The grounding rod for a house is built for lightning strikes and sometimes high voltage devices which may harm you when the devices break. Number 3. If you cannot ground yourself indoors, just go outside 1 hour every day and walk barefoot on soil. It's not the length of the exposure that matters. What matters is that you ground yourself every day. My personal account of grounding using a cable in the bed every night for over 3 years has many observed subjective improvements. I believe that my sleep schedule has been changed for the better, that I sleep less than 8 hours per day, that I have excellent health, that I have energy throughout the whole day, and I no longer have depression, plus some other experiences. I was taught grounding from a person that had grounded for more than 10 years. I learned that there is a reason why animals still walk on soil and do not use shoes, and that is because the ground gives an energy in form of an electric alternating current that uses the same frequency as the Schumann resonance, which allows for plants and trees to grow where normally they wouldn't if they were grown inside. I believe that the future of multi-floor agriculture will learn the hard way that in order to grow plants elevated from the ground, a connection with the ground is still necessary. And in short, Tesla knew about the AC current of the ground and he could harness the current to make free energy devices.